Hey everybody, back with the one last editorial, if you will, by Vorak 295. He did this back on the 16th. Now I don't know if I've read this already or not, but if not, well, here it is. And if I have, let me know. But anyway, this is what he says. This is entitled, "Don't Know Whether to Laugh or Cry," done on the 16th of last month at 3:40 a.m. So this is what he says on December 16th. And I quote, "So the preview of issue 247 has been released. The next arc is entitled At All Cost, and it's about Team Freedom tracking Mecha Sally to the frozen north, presumably Holosaka, from the frequency of Chun-Li, Chun-Na, and Holosaka's appearances. I think Cool Edge and Dragon Road might be Flint's favorite levels in Unleashed, to finally rescue her." I'm not kidding. The preview even says, finally. It's like they know this crap has gone on too long. People are already guessing about the plot and what exactly the title means. Some think Sonic is going to throw everything to the wind in order to save Sally, endangering Tails and Amy in the process. I personally think he'll stop playing against Ty. I personally think he'll start playing against Ty, since his normal methods have failed. Maybe he'll actually finally kill Eggman for crossing way too many lines with Mecha Sally. I know that's unlikely with the Sega mandates, but thanks to Zonic's handwave line in 197, they can immediately bring in an identical Robotnik to replace it. One that doesn't suck. And seriously, I think it has the potential to be legitimately awesome like this. And he gives examples. And he gives examples by giving the characters lines that he feels could play out well if done this way. The line he gives Eggman, "You won't do it. It's against your little code of conduct." Then the response Vorak gives Sonic, "Oh, right, the Freedom Fighter code. One problem. Thanks to you and Nagas, the Freedom Fighters have split. I'm part of Team Fighters now, and we have never established any rules." And then he says, "Q epic ass kicking, except it's Flint, so Q average ass kicking." And it's not like Sonic never completely lost his crap and gone to town on a villain before. Robotnik Prime in issue 50, for example. Sonic is actually trying to kill Robotnik there. So really, being face to face with the man that terrorized millions, killed his world's freedom fighters, blown up Knothole, created the situation through which Nagas was able to gain favor, Titan Metal. Caused Antoine's coma, had Sally killed with a torrent, which Sonic still remembers, so it counts. Used Mecha Sally as a weapon and whipped much of her systems out and replaced them with weapons, including her spark. Who in their right mind wouldn't do the smart thing and kill the bastard? Another theory I have surrounds the involvement of Silver. As we all know, the end of the Secret Freedom Fighter arc has Harvey Hu ruling out several candidates for the traitor, leaving only Sally. Who's not a traitor because she's brainwashed. This is also despite the fact that he's never investigated Tails, who still counts. He was on the team before Bunny, and Silver counted Bunny, who I think is actually a pretty strong candidate for someone causing the world to ruin. with the whole child soldier whose life keeps going down the crapper, and the major love interest is a few steps short of a trip to the asylum, and also flirts with him and tries to tempt him whenever they meet thing. Not to mention the whole most powerful chaos adept on the blankety blank planet thing as well. But no, it has to immediately be the brainwashed, and thus not consciously evil Mecha Sally, who has caused the world's ruin. How? She can't even beat Amy in a fight, let alone destroy the world as we know it, and she's entirely relying on Eggman to give her orders and change her way too short battery. Considering that he's a minimum of 50 and morbidly obese, he probably won't live naturally for much longer than 10 years. When Sally would go offline and easily be captured by Sonic and Company, whom she still wouldn't have killed because, as established, she can't beat Amy blanking Rose in a fight. So Silver is showing up in 247, and my guess is he's going to solve the Mecha Sally problem like he solves all his problems, by force choking it. Sonic was snapped to an even greater extent like he did over Antron, probably because, well, she's A, brainwashed, and B, his girlfriend. He'll attack Silver and try to put him out of the fight, probably not permanently, to save Sally, doing which Sally will suddenly turn out to be a threat and cause Tails and Amy one hell of a problem. Computers can run a lot smoother and faster in cold temperatures, after all, because there's much less risk of overheating, so perhaps it's in Holok's car to stick a drama-preserving handicap on, that being that the Freedom Fighters are unfocused because of the cold. Silver is causing them trouble, and Sally being able to run faster makes her an actual threat. Either way, I can imagine that it will end similar to the way 225 did. A dramatic cliffhanger and fade to white, because 248 is part of the mind-numbing crossover. Now, you should get the title of this rant. They finally remembered the plot and even seem to be aware of how stupidly long it's taken, and then immediately put on hold for this crossover publicity stuff. Also, approximately 251 to 252 seems suspiciously close to 2 years than the 1 year promised. That's to know we could trust you, Kaminsky. And that basically wraps up all of the editorials, the main ones that I could find that were published over this past holiday break, Christmas, New Year's Eve break. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to believe, but this is actually 19 pages worth of editorials copied and pasted onto WordPad. 19 pages worth. Can you believe that? Now, this last one, I will say this about Vorak 295. Everybody has an opinion. I have said this many times. You may not agree with my opinions and the way I do things, and the whole fan base, let's face it, they don't agree with each other one bit. There are some things they do agree with, and there are some things they don't. But let's face it, nobody agrees with anything anybody else says. I mean, let's face it. Not a lot of people like the fact that this story arc is continuously going on and have to be put on hold because of the crossover, the tie-ins, and all that. I completely get that, and I completely understand. But the fact of the matter is that everybody has their opinion. And Vorak 295, along with people like LaserX, who's also Jonathan83X on YouTube, Game Boy Sage, you know, Lewis Hitchcock, myself, Digimon 11, Ezekiel 300, you know, Prime on Santa Sonic, Uncle Ben on Santa Sonic, Natalie on several forums, you know, and anybody else I've forgotten about. Puffin Grander on Santa and all that. Double X, Miko Double X, you know, Mordecai, if you will, Toby Barnett. Everybody's had their own difference in opinions about the story arc. Either they like it or they don't. You know, and again, some of them do agree that it needs to end because it's too long, and some will agree with what Volkrock said here, that it could have ended last year if it wasn't for the mandates and the additional padding. But again, we can't, but again, the fact is we're just fans, we're just readers of the book. We don't know whether yay or nay on how something's going to come about. So that's all I can really say about it. You want to look these guys up, look them up on DeviantArt, you'll find them. Go ahead, check them out. But this is what they had to say about it. Comment down below. These will be in a playlist. So check them out one at a time if you want to. Take your time on them, folks. Believe me, they're long. But that's all I'm going to say on this. Thank you all for taking your time to watch these in several parts. And I will talk to you all later. God bless. Take care.